It's a holiday weekend again in Canada, and of course, what we see in a holiday weekend, whether it be Star Trek, Star Wars, the Fast and Furious group of movies, marathons that the kids are at home, the parents are at home, usually not working. They can sit down and watch their favorite movies back to back to back. Now, today, of course, in Canada, episodes 1 to 3 of Star Wars, the prequel trilogy, was on. And on further review, I basically think that Star Wars Episode 3 is one of the most underrated action movies of the last 20 years. And you're probably saying, how can a movie that made over, close to $1 billion Canadian at the box office be underrated? I tell you why. Just like Lord of the Rings, this first trilogy is epic. Now, there's a lot going on here. Like, we see the birth of Darth Vader, the death of Darth Vader's family or family-to-be. It's highly, highly emotional. Now, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, came out in 2005. Now, filming locations including, get this, Australia, Thailand, Switzerland, China, Italy, United Kingdom. And everything's in this movie. You got the battle between Obi-Wan and the young Skywalker. You got Yoda. You got the Wookiees. You got all kind of stuff. You have the evil Emperor. The manipulation was in. Great supporting cast with Samuel L. Jackson, Christopher Lee, Jimmy Smits, and of course Daniels, Baker, and Oz are back. But again, seeing the people's response to what is involved. There's almost 3 movies in one, because there's the original battle in the fight against General Grievous, the divisions that the Skywalker's getting about his family, including Padme dying in childbirth, and Anakin, again, embracing the Sith in a plan that he thought would give him enough power to stop death. Because as we know, he lost his mother and everybody was close to him. Now, the filming itself is tremendous, although there's heavy special effects. Now, ironically, this was premiered at the Cannes Film Festival, then released worldwide on May 19th, 2005. It received mostly positive reviews from critics, with most regarding it as the best film in the trilogy, which I tend to agree. Some criticism reserved for Lucas' screenplay and Christensen's performance. Now, what's kind of ironic about this, ladies and gentlemen, it was the first movie released around the time where high-speed internet was getting more and more prevalent across North America. And, of course, the fanboy backlash was kind of mixed. The people that didn't like the movie were being attacked by people who liked the movie and new fans of the Star Wars universe. And there was a lot because of the distance between movie 2 and movie 3, the sequel. You got a lot of 11, 12, 13-year-old kids who didn't get the first 2 movies really dug this movie. Now, this was the most Hitchcockian of the trilogy, because it's almost like this. We know how Darth Vader came to power, but we didn't know. It's like doing a prequel to Psycho, which they've never attempted, which makes no sense. But it's almost like seeing Anthony Perkins becoming the Psycho of Psycho in a prequel, and you're saying, hey, now understand. The Hayden Christensen, although he's criticized for his acting, and he does his best, but not say Johnson Jackson would have done better, or maybe a young Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds. But it seems here he has aspect of passion, he has aspect of sexuality, aspects of ego, aspects of barely conceived, what they call PTSD. With him, PTSD leads to thousands of people getting killed. Obi-Wan, when Obi-Wan tells him, "You're my brother," when he goes to the evil side, you see him burnt up at the what he called the big production facility on the planet. It's a very jarring scene. Now, I wouldn't suggest this movie for people under the age of 14 unless accompanied by a parent to give you nightmares, because they try to humanize Darth Vader by episode 6, but here it takes it all back. You're saying, not saying he was justified being Darth Vader, but again, Padme was older than he was. He was very emotionally immature. He was suffering from what I call parental damage. It's a very deep movie. And almost at 2.5, 3 hours, there's a lot going on. So if you're going to watch this for the first time, I give it 4 stars out of 5. So this is our latest Star Wars podcast. And as we say in the North Shore, may the Force be with you. Thanks for listening.